You know, they say that in order to be really good at something, guru status, you have to spend 10,000 hours working on it. And if you start a business, you're not going to start 5 businesses and, spend 20% of your time across 5 different businesses trying to grow it. That makes no sense. You're going to start one business. You're going to give it 100% of your time and 100% of your attention and try to build that business into something legitimate. But at the same time, putting all of your eggs in one basket, or I should say, putting all your eggs in one platform, is scary as hell. I'll give you a couple of for instances. So for instance, right now it's the fourth quarter, and I spoke to a couple of my friends who are pretty big Amazon sellers, 7-figure plus Amazon sellers. And, I'm hearing that their accounts are being suspended for being, the reason it's being suspended is because Amazon thinks that they have related accounts to other accounts, which is absolutely not true because I know all about their businesses and they don't. They didn't have their US.com account suspended. They had their Canada and Mexico account suspended, which is even more bizarre because they don't even sell on those marketplaces. They only sell on .com. It's very, very, very bizarre. It makes no sense. And Amazon gives you so little information to try to figure it out. They just suspend those accounts, and it's up to you to provide proof that, you have no second account or you're not related to some second account. And how absolutely stupid is this? They will tell you the first 3 letters of the account that you're related to as far as they're concerned. So for example, they might say to you, hey, your account is related to ABC, or your account is related to RIB, or your account is related to PAC. The fuck does that even mean? How can you even get any kind of information or provide them with any kind of information with such a vague response? It's really horrible when you're trying to build a business, trying to feed your family, trying to support staff, trying to, keep your employees employed, trying to keep your doors open, trying to pay your mortgage, trying to pay your insurance, trying to do what you can to live the American dream. But if you're playing in the platform, on a platform, all that can get kicked out from under you, even if you have the most perfect records on the face of the planet. This situation is completely not within their control. And all they can do at this point is file appeals and pray that that goes away, that it gets reinstated. Because, man, can you imagine getting up every morning and wondering if your account is unsuspended or reinstated? That's got to be the worst thing in the world. And Amazon has no fucks given when it comes to business. They'll put a 5-figure seller, a $100 seller out of business just as fast as they will a 9-figure seller. They don't care. It's like nothing matters in their monopoly. And, nobody knows exactly what triggers this. Nobody knows how it works. It just seems like there's a robot or there's some kind of programmatic artificial intelligence that matches shit up. Here's a couple of scenarios. What if you have an account, I have an account, and Jim, a third party, has an account, and we all go to Starbucks and we connect via Starbucks Wi-Fi to our Amazon accounts, and Amazon tracks IP address. Now the 3 of us have logged in to Amazon to our Seller Central accounts using the same IP address. That could be grounds for suspension. That could be grounds for them to think, hey, maybe these 3 accounts are related. Or what if you're using a prep center? Let's use the same 3 people, you, me, and Jim. We all 3 use a prep center, a third-party company that logs into our account with their own login credentials. We give them a username and password through the user system, the user settings on the back end of Seller Central. And they're logging in through the same IP address into all these accounts. And maybe one day the artificial intelligence at Amazon says, hey, something's going on here. Hey, multiple people are logging into different accounts using the same IP address. This has got to be, suspected account suspension. Let's suspend these guys. They must all have related accounts. And now you, me, and Jim are all out of business, and we have to fight to defend ourselves, and we don't even know what happened. Or another scenario, you're using any of the hundreds of the third-party tools like reimbursement companies that, find money that's owed to you, and they have the same setup, user permissions, email address. They're logging into your account, my account, Jim's account. What about repricers? They're logging in through dev tokens. What about third-party services like, I don't know, listing creations? So many options where there could be a line crossed where they think that an account is shared between multiple people. It's horrible. Or what if I rent a space, flex warehouse, or flex something at a big flex warehouse, um, you know, flex warehouse building where, there's thousands of virtual addresses, and I go there to have a meeting and I log into the same IP address that somebody else is logging into. It's just unbelievable that a multi-billion-dollar company would automatically suspend you without giving you any more information. These are all hypothetical guesses that I'm making, that the people that are getting suspended are making to try to figure out why. And the crazy part is you can go right now on Facebook, on the suspension forums, and see 5, 10, 100, maybe more people who are all suspended under the same circumstances. It makes absolutely no sense. How is it possible that all these people are being suspended for related accounts? It just doesn't make sense. It's horrible. It's really disgusting that a platform can put a business out of business so quickly and so effortlessly, just as quickly as a snap of a finger. They're defending themselves and trying to get reinstated. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. And I hope that, at some point in time, something gives within Amazon's infrastructure, because they hold a huge monopoly. Yes, Amazon is a part of our portfolio of businesses, and it's a big part of our business. And you know what? They hold a huge monopoly. I've talked about this in the past. I'll talk about it in the future. They're constantly putting pressure on people to lower prices and be competitive. Meanwhile, they lower the price by $30 whenever they want and break MAP. Or they'll raise the price on something while everybody else is priced low. And now they're price gouging. And nobody says a word to them. Nobody has any recourse. Because they're this big conglomerate. And, your account gets suspended or you get in trouble for something. You're not even talking to an American. You're not talking to somebody who can make a business decision. You're talking to somebody who's reading some fucking notes on their computer that are vague, and they can't even give you accurate information as to what you should be doing to resolve the issue. Oh, sir, you are suspended because it looks like you have a related account. You should write a plan of action. Well, what should I write? Well, I don't know. What can you tell me about the situation? Well, I don't know what I can tell you about the situation. I didn't do anything wrong. You work at the company. You tell me what I should know about the situation. How can I resolve the situation if I know nothing about it other than your company making assumptions and claims that I have an associated account with somebody else in Canada. I don't even sell in Canada. I don't sell in Mexico. It's crazy. It's absolutely frustrating that something like this can happen. And as a seller, they don't give a shit. They don't care about you at all. Because right behind you, the seller, there's 1,000 other sellers, tens of thousands of other sellers. They don't care. I hope that one day something changes, because I understand their consumer-based business, customer first. It's all about the customer experience, and that's all that Jeff cares about. That's right, Jeff. That's all you give a shit about. But you know what? At some point, the straw is going to break the camel's back, and you're going to realize that third-party sellers are a big portion of your profit margin, huge portion of your profit margin. And if you don't treat them right, somebody's going to come along and change the way you do business eventually. You need to fix it. You need to care about your sellers. You need to treat them with respect. You need to worry about their livelihoods. You need to make sure that they have the right tools to run their business, because when they're successful, you're successful. When their Amazon business thrives, your Amazon business thrives.